Hey, what's up guys? Everything Apple Pro here. So Apple just announced the WWDC 2019 events. They sent out some invites, and guess what? It fell right on June 3rd to June 7th, exactly where Mac Rumors predicted it. So I just got back from driving all night from California, picked up my car. Sorry, I'm a little tired. I was literally about to sleep as this news broke, but hey, I'm all for sharing this with you guys. So WWDC is coming. What can we expect? And we've got some AirPods 2 leaks that I think you guys are absolutely gonna love. So let's get right into it. First things first, what is customary, what we have to do, let's take a look at the artwork. So there were several different versions that Apple sent out, and the basic consensus here is that it's a bunch of icons, neon lit up icons on a dark background. So I can infer from that this does suggest possibly dark mode, although Apple hasn't been really dropping much hints in their artwork lately, and that's kind of sad because I really liked searching for those. This could possibly mean some sort of dark mode is coming, maybe some new icons. This is a whole new artwork style. Maybe the icon set in iOS will finally be changing. We know that the iOS 13, the home screen will be redesigned on it, on the iPads, on the iPhones, so this could possibly have something to do with that. And a user on Reddit actually mentioned this looks exactly like a jailbreak theme. Limelight actually has a very similar icon set, and I can't wait to see what else iOS 13 takes from the jailbreak community. Jailbreak did it first, of course. Apple takes those features and refines them, possibly makes them better in some ways, but I really can't wait to see where they drew inspiration from for iOS 13. And by the way, if you guys want to grab these wallpapers, I'll link them down below. So this is AR7's version. Basically just mocked them up to fit on iPhone screens. Really cool. Just to keep on your phone in hype, I always do this until the event. You're always reminded that something greater is coming. Okay, I've got some good news for you guys regarding AirPods 2. So DigiTimes actually broke a story saying that their suppliers are ramping up, gearing up for major manufacturing of AirPods 2 and new iPads. And DigiTimes is saying based on the timing, the ramp up scale of how much they're producing, it's very likely this will be released on or around March 25th. So this is both pertaining to AirPods 2 and the new iPads. They're saying that Apple has those in store for us and they're releasing them sooner than later. So there's a mixed bag here. So many different sources saying so many different things. It's very hard to get a clear idea of what's going on, but we're less than 2 weeks away. We're gonna see what's gonna happen at this event. It's very likely that Apple will indeed drop some hardware, despite the fact that we've heard from other sources that they won't. DigiTimes is fairly reliable in the past. They've proven themselves to be pretty reliable, so I do trust them. And I personally can't see why Apple would drag their feet for so long. Just release these dang items already. AirPower, the wireless charging case, AirPods 2 even, and the new iPad. So that's likely what we could see at this event. Okay, and to make matters even more confusing, apparently Apple is now working on 3 models of iPad we're gonna be seeing here fairly soon. So a Twitter leaker that only once surfaced to leak some stuff about the iPhone XS, which proved to be true in the past, reported that there will be 2 models of the 10-inch iPad. One, the 10.2-inch, which is replacing the $329 budget-end iPad. This we knew about. And he added that there will be a refreshed 10.5-inch. The non-pro iPad, the 10.5-inch, which I personally love, one of my favorite iPads of all time, is getting a refresh. That's cool. But the iPad lineup now is so fragmented. There's a million models. The iPad mini 5 is coming back to, like, what is going on? This is very confusing. And something I'd like to bring up that has completely gone MIA is the product red iPhone XS. This made big news when it dropped. Apparently, Apple is working on a red version to refresh some sales. This will be a China edition of the iPhone XS to help boost the market where they're not doing too well, frankly. So I'm hoping we're gonna be seeing this at the event too, alongside the iPod Touch. I don't know why, I probably will never use that device, but I'm very excited about it. The fact that Apple hasn't forgotten its roots, what helped start the craze for me with iPhones was the iPod Touch. So it'll be kind of cool to see Apple turn their attention toward a device that they've forgotten about for so long. And just a quick recap for AirPods 2, this will not be a full-blown refresh. This will just be them taking the design, the formula that's worked for them so well, adding a slightly larger wireless case to it to accommodate for that feature, a texture, a matte texture on the casing itself, a black color. There could be more color options even, but from what we've heard, Apple's working at least on a matte black version. AirPods 2, in my opinion, I see them launching alongside the iPhone 11 in this fall. It just seems strange for them to launch the wireless case AirPods 2, and then supposedly some people are saying that AirPods 3 are going to be launched in the fall. As you guys can tell, tell. It's very confusing. So AirPods 2 are indeed coming, it's just a matter of when. So that matte texture, a new color, the wireless feature where you can summon Siri without necessarily needing to touch your AirPods, something that could have totally came in handy when I was snowboarding this last weekend. So I definitely see a need for that feature. That's already been confirmed. And of course, the star of the show will be iOS 13. So what we know about iOS 13 in a nutshell, I just wanted to recap what we're going to be seeing at this event. Apple will drop the iOS 13 Beta 1 developer preview immediately after this event. So on June 3rd, you can expect to see that. We won't see a final release until September. As you know, just the yearly schedule. We're going to be getting a beta every 1 to 2 weeks. Apple will be doing a lot of changes because this is iOS 13, an entirely new OS version for the iPhone, which I'm so excited to see all those small features. Hopefully, like the volume HUD thing, Apple's rumored to get rid of that. They're going to take a look at those things that have been existing in iOS for the longest time that shouldn't be there, like the call bar thing taking over your entire screen, or Siri. They're going to make a lot of those smaller refinements, I think. Of course, the big hitter for iOS 13 will be the dark mode. Apple is finally launching one of those, and as the artwork kind of precurses towards that, dark mode will finally be happening. We've been waiting for so long. I think this is the year we get everything at once. If you're wondering about which devices iOS 13 will support, again, there was that rumor a little bit earlier that everything past the iPhone 6s is just getting axed. That includes the 6s, the SE, the iPhone 6, the 5s, of course. The 5s, its time is here. I mean, without a doubt, that one is probably getting axed for iOS 13. The question is, will the iPhone 6 get axed? I don't necessarily agree with that report. It's coming from a source that's not very reliable. I don't think we should be paying too much attention to that rumor to begin with. In my opinion, the iPhone 6 and the 5S are going to get axed. The 6S and above more than capable to handle iOS 13. Then again, iOS 13 could be a major interface change with more stereoscopic movements, stuff like that, and older phones might not be able to handle it. So we'll definitely see. We don't have long to wait. Of course, the redesign, Apple is working on a full redesign for iOS, so we're finally going to be getting some new icons. Apple's going to be working on the live photos feature as well, so that's going to be going from a 3-second feature to a 6-second mini movie every single time you take a picture. So that's really cool. Live photos make the iPhone, a feature that not many other phones have, so it's very good to see Apple refine something that people love so much. Now, the iPad is getting the major focus with iOS 13. This is a device that's underutilized, in my opinion, overpowered, but underutilized by software. And Apple's going to start with a revamped file application. Apparently, they're reworking that one. We don't know exactly how. I highly doubt they're going to give us root access, but as it stands right now, the Files app is very weak, so Apple could certainly put some work and effort into that one. On the iPad itself, though, you're going to be able to access multiple windows or side-by-side applications of the same app. So multiple tabs inside the same application. They're basically adding depth to apps where previously it didn't exist. And a couple other smaller ones. We have a rumor regarding the Mail application where Apple's going to be working on some further muting of notifications. I can't believe we have a rumor about that. That's so insignificant, but hey, Apple is working on the Mail app, and of course, new emojis. Apple is very heavily invested in emojis, and they're going to be expanding upon what people love with new emojis, and I believe Unicode 12 will introduce a bunch of new ones. So we're only going to be seeing this in a later beta of iOS. And by the way, regarding the dark mode, I forgot to mention this, it's likely only going to be released and probably shown in iOS 13.1. So we may not even see that at the event. Don't be disappointed if you don't see that at the event because Apple is working on it, but supposedly it's getting released at a later time. And we might finally see the modular Mac Pro. It was rumored that Apple is going to be hinting or teasing this device at the event. It's still rumored for a 2019 launch. I don't know what that means if they're just teasing it at the event, if we're going to be seeing a full-blown launch before the end of the year or early 2020, but I really hope Apple launches this one. I can't live with my iMac Pro anymore. I can't work with 10-bit color. 4K 60 is near impossible to edit on it. I need more power, and with the Mac Pro, I hope to get that. Okay, and this certainly changes things. Mark Gurman of Bloomberg is reporting that Apple has managed to sign not only HBO, but Starz and Showtime as well on their new TV streaming service to compete with Netflix. And more than likely, we're going to be seeing this being presented at the March 25th event. Mark Gurman is saying Apple has hired celebrity talent to make an appearance at this event, so we're going to be seeing more celebrity appearances. Wonder which one, but this is going to be a big deal for Apple. So their new magazine subscription service and their new video streaming service is coming March 25th. And I left this for last because it's actually quite interesting. Samsung currently owns a monopoly on iPhone displays. There's simply no one else that can make as many with as high of a quality as Samsung Samsung. Now, a Chinese company, BOE, which specializes in displays, is looking to give Samsung a run for its money with a new generation display which incorporates the touch layer in a flexible organic LED layer. And this is something that Samsung is trying to offer Apple for the iPhone 11, which will make the display layer itself thinner without reducing any functionality or anything like that. This company is looking to compete. So this could potentially, in a way, drive the price of one individual screen unit down, and we might see that reflected with some sort of price change on the iPhone. Again, just speculation. But anyways, guys, there it is. AirPods 2 could be coming sooner than we thought. March 25th, just 2 weeks to go, guys, until we see some very exciting stuff happening. And iOS 13 is coming on June 3rd, well, at least the first beta. Stay tuned for all that, guys. Peace.